Hello, everybody. This message is a little bit longer in reading, so bear with me, but I will copy it and paste it in the description. So if you want to follow with me as I read it, that's cool. If not, go back and read it yourself because it's a deep one. Okay. The changes of the new are underway. The ancient understandings are presenting themselves again. The ancient ways have been buried underneath deep illusions of the modern world. The thing about the ancient knowledge is that it can't be contained. Because this knowledge is so deep and old, it has patience beyond what the controllers have understandings of. The old knows how to move with the divine order. Moving with these transitions gives the ancient knowledge a knowing when to act and when to give this knowledge and who to give this knowledge to. The corrupt has gotten access to some of the ancient understandings, but don't you think the wise knew what to give and what not to give to the corrupt? The leverage in the hands of the corrupt had to think they obtained all from the wise. If they didn't think they obtained the all, the acts of evil would be far worse. Since the corrupt believes they have the all-knowing, their belief system is thinking they're impenetrable. This is how the wise of the ancients will catch them off guard. By setting up their locations of preventable measures, the wise will know where to locate them. It is a game of trickery. Where do you think the corrupt gained access to the trickery? The ancients. Except the ancients didn't give them full access to the trickery. The illusions have always been in control of the wise. This is why we must follow the path of clarity. The clarity is giving us the ability to see through the illusions. The illusions are present for the one seeking to go beyond them. Without the illusions, the wise wouldn't know who to entrust with the deeper knowledge. Don't be angry at the illusions. Take them on knowing it's the ancients testing the one seeking. All is in control. Nothing is in chaos. I don't know where to start with this one. Ow, don't bite. Stop. I'll start at the end. Nothing is in chaos. There is no such thing as chaos in this world. It's all controlled. Every single piece of what happens here is in control. So if all things are in control, that eliminates chaos. But we have been trained to think that what we're witnessing, experiencing on different levels of life is chaos. But is it really chaos, or is it just all controlled in the hands of the controllers? And that is the illusion within itself, is that we don't trust our own intuition of knowing something. Now, the games that are being played, it all comes from a thought, right? So everything that we see and do and experience comes from a thought. So that's the same premise of what we're witnessing with all of the games that are being played on the human race, on the consciousness of the human. It's a game of tricks. Well, where did these tricks come from? Because it had to come from somewhere, and it came from a thought. But who provided this thought to the ones in control? That's the ancients. That's the wise ones. So even what they've been given, the controllers, is a part of a game within a game by the ancients. Because the controllers believe they have the total leverage over us all. They don't. That's the illusion. We have been trained to think that the leverage of the controllers is the ultimate leverage, is the ultimate control. No. They're still being controlled by the ancients because they believe, the controllers believe, they have all of the information. They have all of what's needed. They don't. They don't have all of it. They have fragments of it, but their fragment thinking is a thought that they have total control over the trickery that's being done. No. There's illusions and illusions even within that itself. This is why we're meant to be working on ourselves, constantly working on ourselves. And don't get me wrong, there are days that we step away from the healing journey from within because we're being not distracted, because I don't want to say it that way, but we're doing things, right? We all do things at different times and different days and ebbs and flows. So there's times that we'll be looking deep within the self and healing the self, but then there will be times that we're stepping away from that. That's the ebb and flow motion. That's us breaking pattern. That's us doing different things, which is the way it's meant to be. So we have to acknowledge that the things that we see a part of the world is something that's made to distract us from being able to heal more of the self. And if we stay focused on the distractions, which is the illusions that are being given to us by the controllers, which is then being given to the controllers by the ancients, the wise ones, we're falling into the traps of what the controllers want, but then that's ultimately what the ancients and wise ones want too, because they want to see the ones who are working through the illusions, who are acknowledging the illusions and understanding that that's part of the game, that it's part of the trickery that we're inside of. And if we are recognizing that these are the traps that are being set by us, even the ancient ones that are setting the traps for us, because that's ultimately what they're doing, is setting the traps on us, we have to realize that they want us not to be inside of it. But if we fall for it, well, you fall for it because you need that experience. You need learning lessons that are taking place within these traps and these illusions and these tricks. That's why we have to review ourselves. We have to reflect on the self. When we can reflect on the self and who we once were, we can then start to ascend ourselves into different areas of understandings or climb ourselves to different heights. It's the climbing and the falls and the pauses and the stillness. It's all part of it. We need every aspect of what a climb takes to receive the ultimate understandings and knowledge that the wise and ancient ones want to give us. But if we are not willing to do such things, to climb to such heights, to pause when we need to pause, when we need to be in stillness, when we need to fight through something in order to get to the other side. But fighting does not have to mean anguish. It does not mean it has to be in this hostility aspect of things. We have the ability to fight in a way of compassion, to fight in the way of peace. It's using that ability to get to places that we want to go to. But if we use the terms and terminology of fighting in our modern world as to what we've been trained to think that fighting is, we are depleting ourselves from the actual knowledge that is waiting for us. The knowledge that is waiting for us is actually far beyond what we can even fathom. But to get to that place, we have to be able to surrender ourselves to the moments of who we are, to the past experiences of who we were. We have to surrender it all. We have to release ourselves. We have to detach ourselves from all of this. And that's what the ancient ones are looking for. That's what the wise ones are looking for us to do. Because we can sit with them here in the physical. We can be with them here in the physical. There is no separation. The separation has been created through the worldly ways of the distractions and the illusions that are here. But when we center ourselves back to the understanding that there is no separation, the wise ones are here right now, right in front of you, sitting now, here, present. We may not be able to see them. We may not be able to physically touch them. But that doesn't mean that they may not also be doing that either. We may be touching the ancient ones. We may be in direct contact physical contact with the Ancient Ones. But if we are falling for the traps of the world, we are not truly paying attention that all that is present with all that is, here, now, present. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I got for today. Um, I hope you guys enjoy the message. I hope you enjoy the writing that has been coming in, and the developments of how I'm starting to share such things. Just piecing it together day by day, just like all of us. We're all piecing it together day by day, and we have to be able to give ourselves the grace of these learnings that we're moving through. So it's okay. Remember that this life is a long one. It's not short. We've been told that life is short, and it's the complete opposite. Within a day itself, think about how many emotions and experiences we go through. That's a lot. Now multiply that by however long you live in this life. That's a lot. There's a lot of things that take place, and all it takes is a single thought. You have one single thought, and you can wake up to this whole dream, this whole illusion, the trickery that's here. All it takes is one thought. Just like the Peter Pan effect. Peter Pan needed one thought to fly. What's the difference of us with one thought to wake up? That's all we need. One thought to wake up. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy yourselves, love yourselves, and most of all, take care.